Okay, so welcome to everyone to Fakeaways. Tonight is burger night. We're going to obviously show you why homemade beats takeaways any night of the week. And the aim of this is really to show you how easy it is with the Thermomix, how inexpensive it is, and how much better for you, really. So my name's Vicki Apps. I've been an advisor for 18 months now, and I'm joined by Alanah and Deemple. So we met fairly recently at the conference in, where were we, Birmingham, which was amazing. Lots of dancing, lots of fun, and we learned lots about Thermomix there as well, and thought we'd join forces. So yeah, Alanah, do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, hi. So I'm Alanah. As Vicky said, we met in Birmingham a while ago. I have been an advisor for about 14 months now, I think. So although I've been an owner for 3 or 4 years and have known about Thermomix about 10 years. So I'm a slow starter, let's say. But yeah, an advisor about 14 years ago and haven't looked back since. So really excited to start doing these fakeaway sessions with these two lovely ladies. Deemple?
Hi everyone, I'm Deemple Brain. I've been a Thermomix advisor for about 18 months too. I actually got into Thermomix after buying the machine for my husband. I was the one that was saying, no, we don't need a Thermomix, we don't need another machine clogging up our kitchen. And now I'm totally sold by it. I really love the fact that the whole family get involved with the cooking. And I'm really excited to collaborate with Alanah and Vicki because we all have different strengths in terms of our experience and dietary requirements, all those kind of things. So we really complement each other really well. So really looking forward to sharing this first Fakeaway series with you. So.
Yeah, great. So yeah, I mean, I agree. I think one of my big ones, and actually I think it's this month's talking point, is that I now eat a huge variety of different food from all over the world that I definitely didn't eat before. So I think that's going to be this month's talking point on cookie dough. So there'll be lots more recipes and lots of discussion around that all month. And this also shows you, I definitely would never have made a burger before I had a Thermomix. I might have made the patty, but I definitely would never have made a brioche burger bun. That was definitely off my limits. So tonight's menu, we are going to be making obviously lovely, juicy, yummy burgers, some brioche buns, some potatoes using the spiralizer, like really yummy, crispy potatoes. And Alanah obviously has made us a lovely margarita.
I don't have margaritas every day of the week, but I certainly have them quite often, let's say. Sorry, Vicki, just also do you want to just explain how we're pre-recorded it rather than doing live?
Yes, of course. Yeah. So just for tonight, we're going to try and do some live ones in the future, but for tonight, because it's our first one, we thought we'd pre-record it and we can know that exactly how long this whole thing will last, and I guess avoid any huge mistakes. But in the future, we will also be doing some that go live, so that will be more scary for me anyway. But yeah, tonight is pre-recorded. So Alanah's going to set us up with the first video. Please do comment in the chats if you've got any issues with connectivity or anything. Please let us know. But also any questions, please put them in the chat. We will try and answer them as we go. And yeah, enjoy me making brioche burger buns to start.
And first, okay. So I'm going to hope Deemple and Vicki let me know that that's all showing all right on your side. Okay.
Yeah.
So no burger would be complete without its burger bun. In my family, we love a brioche burger bun. So I'm going to show you how quick and easy that can be with the Thermomix. So it's saying juice bowl and so side, which I've done, and line baking tray, which I've done. So it now wants me to add 20 grams of white sugar. You can see the scales here. Just adding that. fine. 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. I use this Alison's Easy Bake yeast. It's really important when you're baking any bread or anything that involves yeast that your yeast is in date. If it isn't in date, throw it away because it will not work. And then it's asking for some 80 grams of milk. So this is always that nerve-wracking moment when you're adding a liquid to something. If you go over with a liquid, it's probably the only downside of the Thermomix that I've found is that you can pour in too much and then that's wrong. We're rotating 150 grams of water. Go. Start measuring power, which is this part here. Now, that's now going to take 3 minutes to warm that up. I do know that I need 80 grams of butter, so I'm going to slightly cheat it.
Alanah, we can't hear.
Sorry, I put on mute so you can hear me. Got it? Step back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Place the plate on top, put the lid out, it's only stirring, so it's going around nice and slowly. Place it on top. Now, these 3 buttons here, you have several options. One of them is recipe detail, which will tell you about what's in the recipe, and the one below that is scales. So if you click on scales, as I understand it, it's not quite accurate when the machine is in use, but it's good enough for my purpose. So I need 80 grams of butter for this recipe. I'm just going to dice that. It's 55, 75, 85, one over. I think it's closest to the nearest 5 grams. So there we go. Okay, it's my butter. And what I would say is I never made any bread at all, or any rolls, or any, I would never have made anything like this before I had Thermomix. It makes it so easy, particularly because it has step-by-step instructions, but also just because it's so quick. And it's not like hunting something down. It also has an incredible kneading capacity. So the blades are at 4 different angles, and they need it is turn in both directions. So when it's kneading, from what I hear, they turn 6 ways one direction, and then it reverses and it turns 6 ways another way, the other way. So that means that it's putting loads of air in it, it's turning it really well, and apparently 3 minutes of kneading time on the machine is equivalent to 15 minutes by hand, which quite frankly is probably the thing that always put me off. I would never have bothered to spend 15 or 30 minutes kneading any bread. So burgers it is though, and these are delicious, and obviously so much better for you because these will have no preservatives. We can see exactly what's gone in them. They're brioche buns, so they do have some sugar, but no other nasties. Right, so that's finished. We have this tar to 0 the scales. The flour. No, 150 grams of baker's flour. One and a half teaspoons of salt. make salted butter that I've pre-weighed. One egg. Put the lid. Now it's set up kneading mode. So this actually takes 10 minutes to knead. We're not going to show you all of that. And it will, obviously 10 minutes. I mean, that's 50 minutes of kneading by hand, so I would never have bothered doing that. But we'll show you at the end. It's just finishing up kneading. I was trying to clean the kitchen up, which is things. And it's now kneaded for 10 minutes, and it says transfer the dough into the prepared bowl. And as you can see, the dough is just lovely and smooth and quite wet dough actually. So I'm just gonna now put that into my prepared greased bowl. Quite sticky, so it's not as easy as some doughs, but it'll be there. I think for me, you know, the big thing is the Thermomix is giving me the opportunity to try things that I would probably never have tried before. I always quite enjoyed cooking, but there were things that were definitely off limits. Making burger buns was, I'm afraid, definitely one of them. There we go. And it says, cover the kitchen towel and set aside in a warm place to double in size, which is approximately 1 hour. Okay, so the dough's been proving for just over an hour actually, and it's probably more than double in size. It's huge. So I'm following the instructions on my machine, which says transfer the reserved dough onto a silicone bread mat or lightly floured work surface. So I've got my new Thermomix bread mat, piece of that, which you can buy in our online shop. And I'm just rolling this out on here. Now, if I press next, it's literally going to step by step. It says divide it into 10 equal portions. So I'm just rolling it out into a sausage. I'm going to split that up into 10. So these ones need to be 5, so that's 4 each.
The
Sorry,
math's got
my maths is not that
hasn't
good
it?
today. Been a long day, what can I say? So these not quite equal. Let's do a bit. Get back to that one in a minute.
I was saying to if you're on MasterChef, you'd be weighing each of these to make them perfectly the same amount and weight.
So each one into a nice circular shaped bun. So
These were far from perfect.
yeah.
It tastes the same.
They tasted delicious, as always.
It's always a bit unbad. So we just wash it.
Maybe we could be like that in real life.
Don't know.
I know.
Perfect, I'm afraid. That's to the rustic shape. Just neaten that one up a little bit. Just not perfectly round. And it says set aside for a further 20 minutes to proof. So after that, they proof for 20 minutes, and then using my sensor, I put a sensor into one of the buns. It's got a little notch. Try and get that notch all the way into the middle of the bun. Like try and get it in so that that notch is just covered by the edge of the bun. It will then tell me what temperature, and I will send that temperature to the sensor, and it will tell me. I'll put it in the oven, and it will tell me when the buns are ready.
Yum.
I'm pleased with that. Dimple, you had a
Yeah. Watch out, Mary Berry. Well, that's all I can say, Vicky. So we put a poll out at the beginning, and the majority of people said the patty is the most important part of the burger. And then kind of in terms of then the bun and the sauce. So yeah, so the next section where we make the patty, that is the bit that everyone's looking forward to.
Yeah, what I would say is there are tons and tons and tons of recipes for burger buns. You've got to find the one you like. I like this one, it's really healthy. But there are lots and lots of options. This one's delicious, and really healthy. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch that.
Right, give me a second to bring it up.
So whilst Alanah's doing that, the next question is, how do you like your burger cooked? Rare, medium, well done, or just don't burn it, please? Especially as we go into the barbecue season with this amazing weather, right? So I guess there'll be lots of barbecuing going on. And Vicky, do you use the sensor for the patty as well? Could you use the sensor for the patty?
Yeah, absolutely, you can. And what's great is that you can use it on the barbecue. So we
Okay.
actually always cook our burgers on the barbecue. My husband loves to barbecue, so even in the middle of winter, we'll be cooking our burgers on the barbecue. So yeah, we'll literally put it into the middle of the burger. Sometimes they're a bit thin, so it's not so easy. But if you've got if you like a slightly thicker bun, definitely put the sensor in. You can then put it on the barbecue. It will talk to your phone as well as your machine. So if the barbecue's quite a long way away from your house, you can use the cooking center on your phone to speak to the sensor, and it will alert your phone. So it's a really good bit of kit. I mean, I would not be without mine now.
No.
It has automated cooking, basically.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good to go this time.
Great, well done.
Hi everyone, okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make American burgers. I have chosen a burger recipe that I've used several times before. It's called lighter burgers with sweet potato wedges. I'm not going to do the wedges today, unfortunately. There's tons of recipes, you don't have to choose this one. I just want to show you how quick and easy it can be. So, we'll start cooking. It's telling me to line a baking tray, which I've already done. It now wants me to add 2 garlic cloves, which I'll do there. 100 grams of onions. I've got half an onion here, so that's come up as 86 grams. For me, that's close enough. We're not. I don't want big bits of onion in my burgers. So lid on. It's now going to chop up that onion for me. You'll see that it's set. Onion is now beautifully chopped. No prying eyes, although I have just taken a big whiff of it, so that might affect me in a minute. And if I press next, I've gone one too far there. It's saying please cut down the side, spread down the sides. So just pushing the onion to the bottom so that when I mix everything up, it's not together. And now it wants me to add 400 grams of beef heads broken into pieces. So that's a 4. You can see on here, just above the top of the thing, the scales are counting for me. So right, now we're going to press next, and it says 1 tablespoon of tomato puree. I'll do there. Half a teaspoon of chili flakes. To be honest, I didn't notice these don't add loads of heat to the finished burgers. I think they just bring out the flavour a bit. And then we've got one sea salt. We want 1 spoon of fine sea salt. Half a teaspoon of pepper. So I just have a pepper grinder. It's 3. And 2 teaspoons of Worcester sauce. Then it says insert measuring. Just see this part here, putting that in. Press next. And it's set the time, 10 seconds. And I'm just going to turn it to speed 6. So there we have. That's all now mixed up, so you can see that. And I'm just going to press next, and it will again tell me. So it wants 4 balls. I'm actually going to make slightly more than that. So I'm going to make my burger slightly small, with slightly less meat because, well, there's 5 of us, and some people like to double patty it. So for me, I'm just slightly adapting this to make it work for us. So I'll split it up. I'm going to actually probably do 6 patties. So I'm going to split that roughly into 6 using my spatula. But you can obviously do 4 and do 4 bigger ones. It's just personal preference, really. Now I have this. I don't know what it's called, burger shaper, which we like to use in this house. You don't have to use it. You can absolutely take it by hand. See, you can do a very good job by hand. But what we like is uniform to fit my burgers perfectly. So I'm going to use this, and I'll just twist it into there. You can see it's out. Like it's going to go. On again. Was slightly too small. I'll make that one. I'll make it roughly the same thickness as the others so that they all cook evenly, although I have a feeling we're going to put these on the barbecue tonight. So there we go, that one is perfect. As it's a double patty, living in one wife. So 4 burgers in very little time.
Right.
Amazing. So most people liked their burgers to be medium or rare. so no well done burgers for this group.
There you go. That's interesting, isn't it? So that video was 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, there was a little tiny bit of speeding up, but still, you've got 6 burgers in less than 7 minutes, basically. It's pretty impressive, as always.
One thing I wanted to
sorry.
point out quickly is because again, not sure how long everyone's had their Thermomixes, but did you notice as Vicki was getting the mince out, she actually turned up and did turn the knob at the top or at the bottom of the base on the blade. It's just a really good way if you're doing dough or things like that to get that out without always scraping it inside. So just one of those little tips I think I didn't know when I first had it and kind of scraping out, but just turn it upside down and do the little knob on the top makes it a lot easier, I think.
Yeah, and the other thing on that is when you're making dough, so when I was getting the dough out, I didn't do it because I was running short on time. But what you can do is, if it's really sticky dough like it was, you can put it back on the machine and go to the turbo setting and blast it on turbo, and it flicks all the dough to the outside edge of the bowl, and then it's really easy to scrape out the rest of it. So that's a really good tip when you've got really sticky, difficult dough to get out the bowl. Okay, so obviously the other option is that there's lots of meat-free alternatives on Cookie Do, so just please do have a look. So I think we're now going to move on to the spiralized potatoes, which I've never made actually, so I'm really interested in this one. So yeah.
Okay, just checking the video actually worked.
Welcome to my kitchen.
Give me one sec again.
Hi, welcome to my kitchen.
Oh, Dimple, you keep talking. I'm not ready.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Should be able to see it, and I'll just reset. Okay, here goes.
Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making spiralized desserts.
Quieter.
First thing, I need to put the driver shaft in.
Better?
Next, I put the bowl in. Then I need to attach the blade to the lid. I find placing the lid onto the blade helps so that I can precisely place the lid into that. And as you can see, I'm using the cutter 1. I then place that on top of my give it around, it fits nicely and firmly. Then I'm going to get the plunger, which is specifically for spiralizing. So you can either put your ingredient in and push it down with this, or you could place the sharp end onto your item, which gives you better control. I then will go onto my Thermomix and find the mode for spiralizing. And turn the dial. This is what it's done. It's spiralized, and I've got the end bit here of the potato. Open this up, I can show you what it's created. It's created these beautiful ribbons. So I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of these.
This is so simple to do, and it's really fun with like vegetables and things like that as well. Just makes the salad feel a bit more, different.
There we go. Here we have them. I'm going to put some olive oil, salt and pepper on these, and put them in the oven for 180 degrees. Or if you have an air fryer, you can put it in the air fryer too. Here we have them. Crispy potatoes, spiralized potatoes. Perfect.
They look so good.
Yeah, they have the right level of crispiness with like the soft bit. And I've also done these in the pot in the past as well, as like almost a bit like Hasselback potatoes, where I've not spread the spirals out, but I've kept them intact and put some garlicky butter on there. There's really good recipes for like garlic and herb butter, and you just spread that on top and put them in the oven. It's such a nice accompaniment to a roast or a barbecue, or just a side, something a bit different to roast potatoes and chips and things like that. So it's definitely a winner in our house.
When you're on the modes for like, it didn't look like you were on a spiralizer mode. Were you on a spiralizer mode, or were you on a grating mode, or what do you actually go
Yes,
to?
I went onto the spiralizer mode. So the grating mode, when you go onto that, it will ask you whether you want thick or thin slices. So when you're grating, it will either be thick shards or thin shards, and then when you're slicing, it'll be thick cut or a thin cut. So it's like the millimeters. When you're on spiralizer, there's 2 discs. So disc 1 gives you those ribbons, and disc 2 gives you like spaghetti type ribbons. So that's really nice. Like, a lot of people make courgette noodles and things like that. And there's a really lovely salad with courgette noodles, and you get like oil and garlic and chili, and you kind of infuse the oil and then you put it on top. And it's so simple, but so tasty, really, really tasty. But who would eat?
I mean, they look really delicious.
Yeah, it was really good, really nice.
Yeah, I think it's easy to sort of forget to do the spiral, to use the spiralizer, right? We're lucky we'll have them. I'm not sure if people who are on the call have the spiralizer, but it's easy to, not bother. But it makes such a difference, right? There's something very pretty about, that bit in the video where you first pull it out. It's so simple, but it just makes it a bit more of a wow type of dish, isn't it? So it's worth making the effort for it, I think.
Yeah, I've recently I did this intolerance test, and I'm intolerant to certain types of gluten and yeast and things like that. So I started making spiral, like the spaghetti from courgettes, and sometimes even like from carrots and things like that. And I've had that with the mushroom bolognese, and it's so nice. It's so tasty. It goes so well, and it does kind of, pasta kind of is kind of a bland flavor, whereas with the vegetables, it's such a fresh, crunchy texture. It really does go well. So give it a go.
Yeah. Yum. Okay, so thank you. They look delicious. I'm definitely going to have a go at those. I also can't help sniggering when you're left with a little bit of potato at the end. I'm sorry, I'm really childish. Still makes me laugh. Okay, so margaritas. Very exciting. If you could just possibly just transport here and give me one, then that would be great.
Right, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I would really like a large margarita tonight. Next time, we need to pre-make the margaritas and be drinking those on the call. And then by the end, will be a complete mess. So, yes.
Maybe not. Yeah, just checked it works. So hopefully that little tech gremlin earlier seemed to be over it. Okay. Here we go.
Hello. Okay, so today I'm going to cook some margaritas. So I've got the ingredients here, which I'll run through as I go through it. I've brought the recipe up on Cookie Do. Let's get started. So, start cooking. First of all, it's asking for 100 grams of tequila. I'm not a tequila aficionado. I went for a mid-priced brand in the supermarket. So I'm just resetting my scales, and I'm going to pour in. Now, be careful when you're pouring liquid to just stop before it actually gets close to it in case you overdo it. So I'm just going to take it slowly. It's asking for 100 grams of tequila. 102, I think I can live with that. 100 grams tequila. Now we click next. And next add in 40 grams of orange liqueur, for example, Cointreau, which I have here. So again, the scales are reset, and I'm just going to pour that in slowly as it gets a bit close. 34, 39, go slightly under on the Cointreau. Next, I'm adding in 2 limes. So I actually did do this earlier. I just took the skins off, cut them in half. This didn't seem to have too many pips in them, which is great. But I'm going to put those in. You see, I've literally just cut them in half. Put those in. Then 65 to 100 grams of sugar. So again, this is dependent on taste. I'm going to put in just in somewhere in between. So I'm going to go for 76. That's close enough for me. Now put the lid on, and it's going to blend that. Whiz it all up. 15 seconds. Turn the speed selector to 6 and move that round. Next, now it's going to ask you to add in ice cubes. So this is a bit where it'll probably get all noisy, which I'm not sure will come across in the video if I've set the video to cancel out noise. I'm going to add in, sorry, just zero the scales there again. 350 grams of ice. I put enough in this bowl. 340. Oh, I've gone slightly over. That's all right. Maybe I'll take out 1 or 2. There we go, 355. Perfect. Okay, so just to show you what it looks like at the minute, I blended up the alcohol and the limes and just added the cubes in. Hit next, put the cup on, and then this is going to crush the ice. It will be a bit noisy. I'm going to turn it around. It's going to be a minute at speed 10. Okay, I just stopped that a little early because I could hear the ice is fairly well crushed. So let me just check it. Oh yeah, it's great. So what I did a bit earlier was I just created a sugar salt rim on the glasses. So if you don't know how to do that, I just use a little bit of the lime peel, swept it around the edge of the glasses, and then tipped it into the edge of the mixture. I've done a mixture here of salt and sugar, so it's a preference to you whether you want the sweet or the savory. Now, margaritas are ready to pour, so you can see, I don't know if you can almost see here how it's made the bowl so cold because of frozen ice, but it's absolutely crushed those ice cubes completely. So look at that, looks amazing. Leave that there for a minute, and then a nice little finishing touch, I will cut a slice of the lime. There we go, and there are 2 delicious margaritas. Cheers.
Amazing, amazing. So the feedback that we've had is some people like the salted rim and some like the mix, salt and sugar. And I guess it depends, you know, on your taste buds or what you're having, whether you're having it as an aperitif or something like that. And in response to what your dream fakeaway night is, it's sushi. Sushi's one. So we'll have to look into doing some sushi classes, ladies, so that we can.
Yeah. I'm a little bit nervous on taking over on sushi next, if I'm honest. Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of rolling that I'm not very skilled at. But you know, my
it's fun
14-year-old daughter could probably take it on. She'd probably be quite good at that. But yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. So, what are the options? What do we think? We've got Italian, maybe some sushi. Still not sure about that. There's definitely a curry to be done in the future, but I know you guys have done a curry before, so yeah, I'm looking forward to those. So yeah, please do let us know what you'd like to see. Would you like to see Italian? Would you like to see curry next? Would you like to see us try and make sushi? Please don't say yes to that one. Or anything else, any other suggestions would be great. And we'll hope to try and do that one live next time. So yeah, we're all on social media. So if you haven't seen us on Thursday nights, we join up on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock and chat all things Thermomix for 10 minutes. Please do come and watch us live. We'll all put in the messages our Instagram tags, but I'm at Thermomix Vix, and then we've got Alanah Light and Deemple Brain, I think, are your 2 tags, aren't they? So yeah, please do follow us if you're not already. thank you so much for joining. Do you have any questions before we go? Any questions about burgers? Alanah, Dimple, anything to add at all? Anything you want to say?
So I'm vegetarian, and I've made some of the bean burgers in the Thermomix as well, and they are really good. Again, very simple, like the beef burger that you've made as well. And it's a nice alternative, even those that are carnivores would like to give it a go as well. And there's so many different variations that you can make as well. And I'm one of those people, I don't really like the fake meats. If I'm going to eat a burger, I want it to be of, good, ingredients that I know of, and I can see what they are as well. So I do tend to go for more of like the beanie type burgers where you can add veg to that. So they're really good. They're really nice to make as well. I don't know if has anyone else made any other burgers in there apart from beef burgers? I know they do turkey burgers.
I've done a chicken, but it was quite a simple kind of chicken burger. So it wasn't. I can't remember the recipe. I'll see if I can find that. Post it later.
Actually, I haven't done it for a while, but there's a butter bean and feta burger, which is really good.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cookie dough recipe. It was a while ago. I can't remember the details, but it was good. I enjoyed that.
I think my top tip on the burgers is don't underestimate the brioche bun. It's seriously tasty. It adds a huge difference, and they're so much nicer than the ones that you buy in the shop. Even those really good quality ones that M&S ones, it still beats them, I think. I mean, they don't last all that long, so when it comes to making them in advance, if you keep them in some sort of airtight unit, then you can probably make them a good day in advance. But it's not going to last as long. It doesn't have any preservatives in, so it's just not going to last as long as a burger bun that you buy in a shop, because they're full of nasty preservatives to keep it from doing horrible things. So can't be good for you. It's not going to last quite as long as that. But yeah, these burgers, for example, the buns I made one night, and then the burgers I made the next night, and then I made it into a burger that night, and we fried off the burger buns on the barbecue a bit at either side. So they were delicious, really, really good. And yeah, I rather wish I'd had those chips with them, Dimple. They look really nice. And the margarita. There we go. Next time we need to do it all in one place. Then we can eat it. Yes. Yeah. So I think we're not doing Thermomix Thursday this Thursday. Alanah and I both have husbands with birthdays this week, so that has slightly put paid to that. I think we're both out celebrating that night. So this is kind of instead of that, but we'll be there. We'll be there for the following week. So we'll look forward to seeing you 8 o'clock the following week on Instagram. Please do drop any feedback to us either on Instagram, personally, anything you want to say. We would love to hear it. So thank you very, very much for joining us. And I think we'll say good night.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Have a good evening.
Good night. Bye.